Today I want to talk about the power of networking. Now this clip doesn't really relate to psychology as most of my Driving Force episodes do, but it definitely relates to your success in any business, including real estate. Webster says networking is to interact with other people to exchange information and develop contacts, especially to further one's career. Robert Kiyosaki said, the richest people in the world look for and build networks. Everyone else is looking for work. Networking is a critical component of building wealth and finding success. You know the old cliche, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Well, that's your network. Networking is really nothing more than starting up a conversation without worrying about a destination and remembering that everyone you meet knows something in someone that you don't. I personally believe we don't meet anyone by accident. I believe they all cross our paths for a reason. Now, networking really bothers a lot of people, but remember this. If it's your goal to be and stay comfortable, it's likely you'll never be rich or achieve the true success you're capable of. Real estate is a team sport. To be successful, you have to push yourself outside your comfort zone and meet people in your marketplace. You'll need to connect with brokers, lenders, sellers, investors, and other people in the industry. You can't be afraid to connect. Most business people agree that networking is probably the most cost-effective way to build your business. I recommend trying several different types of groups and pick groups that'll help you the most on your path. Remember, networking is about being authentic and genuine and building relationships, not selling. Be very strategic as well when you target the groups you plan to participate in. Do your research on those groups to be sure that the people in them are your target market. Now, I personally used to hate networking. I think I was afraid of rejection. But the reality is, in a business setting, rejection is very uncommon, and networking is an absolute necessity to be a success in any business. Now, I just walk up to someone and with my hand out and say, "Hey, I don't think we've met. I'm Rod Cleef." Now, remember, whenever you meet someone new, the first thing you try to do is build rapport. Now, I do that, by trying to find commonality, something that you might have in common. It's a great place to start. Now, if you're at a function, you can ask maybe why they're there, how they know the host. In a business environment, the most common question is, what do you do? I like to change it up and smile and say, so what's your story? Or why are you here? Most people will laugh, and then I say, I'm in real estate. How about you? I like to ask open-ended questions like who, what, where, get people talking. That really gets a conversation going. And it's very important for you to be able to quickly and clearly articulate exactly what it is you do and what you could use help with. I recommend writing it out and practicing it. This is similar to an elevator pitch you develop to try to find investors for your business or for real estate. It's important that becomes second nature. And practice is the only thing that'll help it make it that way. Some ways to get over a dislike of networking is to consider it a learning opportunity, because it usually is. Also, if you approach networking with excitement and curiosity, it enhances your experience. I like to think of it as a treasure hunt, because invariably at every event I go to, I meet someone that can help me, really help me on my path. And now remember, networking is the long game. You're building what could be lifelong relationships. And it's also very important to think about how you can add value to the people you meet. What's important to remember when networking is not to be greedy, but to be generous. The most successful networkers focus on adding as much value as they can to everyone they meet. Albert Einstein said, try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. Before you attend an event, you might think about how you might add value to the people in the group. As an example for me, I happen to be a very fast typist, and I take great notes at most events. I had to become a great typist because I haven't got the greatest memory. So whenever I go to a learning workshop or seminar, I offer my well-typed notes to the people I meet. I just say, hey, I take great notes. If you'd like a copy, give me a card. I'll make sure you get a copy of them. I also look for ways to connect the people that I meet, with other people that I may know. You can ask them, what are you hoping to gain by being here? How can I help you? Remember, there are very few degrees of separation in this world, and you may be able to really help someone by connecting them to someone you know. And if you can become known as a resource for a particular group, it can really maximize your speed to success. And also remember, it's not about meeting a ton of people. It's about meeting the right people. Determine what your goals are for an event before you go. And it's not about getting a bunch of business cards. It's about developing long-term win-win relationships. It's also very important to follow up with the people you meet quickly after you meet them. So few people do that, and it's a critical component of networking and developing relationships. I recommend sending an email within 48 hours of the first meeting. Maybe offer to, if they're local, offer to meet them for a cup of coffee or lunch, or maybe a phone call to discuss ideas how you might also help each other. Also, if someone you meet refers you to a resource, make sure you follow up immediately and thank that person that made the introduction. The most important component of networking is, you always have to be looking for a win-win where both parties benefit. The most successful and lucrative relationships in the world were first formed over a cup of coffee or a drink. So don't underestimate the power of networking. I'm Rod Cleef, wishing you incredible passion, magnificent relationships, and massive success in your business and in your life.